Hi, it's Fiona from the Facebook page Angelic Inspiration. Welcome to Angel News 5. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying the calmness after the storms, or if you're going through problematic times at the moment, just know that they won't last forever and call on your angels or whoever it is that you believe in to help you shift those troublesome times. And I've been reading Diana Cooper's Tara and the Talking Kitten books with my son, and I have to be honest, for some adults who are looking at getting into angels or wanting to know more about angels, they might be quite helpful just because they're very basic and they explain how it is that it works. There's one scene in the book where Tara isn't listening to her father and she's riding down the hill at top speed on her bike, and they ask her to brake, they ask her to slow down, and just as she hits the bottom, she's about to hit a tree, and she says, "Help me, angels!" And so she falls off and lands in a bush, but she doesn't really get hurt. She just gets a little fright, and then she asks the angels and her little talking cat why they didn't stop her from falling at all. And the angels say, you know what, you weren't listening to your father, and you should have listened, and this wouldn't have happened. And if we'd have stopped you from falling at all, you wouldn't have learned anything, and you had to learn the lesson. And hopefully next time when someone tells you to stop or brake, you will stop and brake, because you'll remember that you fell off your bike and you nearly hurt yourself. So I thought that the way that it was explained for children is also a good way of explaining it for adults too. Yeah, so I highly recommend Tara and the Talking Kitten. Anyway, so moving onwards, last time I opened Angelic Inspirations, the book by Tony Carmine Salerno, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing today, and I've just opened and connected to page 27. Each time you offer love to another, be it through a loving gesture, thought or word, you plant the seed of love in that person. Everything you do has an effect. Love generates love. And the picture in the book is also lovely. It's a lady and a man, and they're both cozied up to each other, and you can see the angel wings, and I really like this. Maybe I need to go and meditate away on that. Yes, talking about meditation and so on, you know, not everybody likes meditating, not everybody has got time to meditate, but I think it's time to start making time to give yourself 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening, and if you can, 5 minutes at lunchtime as well. That's 15 minutes of your day broken down into 3 sections. So in the morning, if you don't like meditating, just sit down and breathe, or find a song that you like listening to and listen to that, or just take a walk, take a step outside and look at the trees, or whatever it is that you find beautiful that's around where you are. Find that, but do try and give yourself time, because you know you're rushing around for work, rushing around for family, rushing around for all kinds of things, and not giving yourself something back. And it's, you know, not about taking time to have a coffee, or taking time to have a cigarette, or taking time to have whatever it is, a piece of cake. It's literally taking 5 minutes to be with yourself and nothing else, without worrying about anything else. Just focus on yourself. Just sit there and ask the angels, ask whoever it is that you believe in, what will bring me peace, or whatever worries that you have, whatever concerns, communicate them and release them, and revitalize yourself in those 5 minutes. Rejuvenate. And it might be that, you know, you might need to take a day or so just for yourself, or as much of that day for yourself as you can. If you've got family and work, obviously you can't just, you know, step away from those things, but you can find ways to move around and adjust to those situations. Okay, I hope that helps. But it's just so important, and the angels keep reiterating that to me, is to how to bring it across to you guys, but how important it is to just be at one with yourself. The more at one you are with yourself, and the more at peace you are with yourself, the more able you are to deal with any kind of situation that is thrown to you, and to feel the love for yourself and communicate that outward. to everybody that you meet, even if they're unkind to you. Somebody who's unkind to you doesn't mean you have to be unkind back, you know, or somebody's not helped you doesn't mean you have to be unhelpful back. Just ask the angels to bring people that resonate with who you are, and what you are and how you are, and people will come into your life that, you know, can resonate with situations that you've experienced in your life, and you can help each other. So I've just pulled a card from Soulmate Cards by Tony Carmine Salerno, and it is the card, life is constantly changing, yet at its core it remains the same. Love does not change, it only grows stronger. Change is simply love unfolding. It's a never-ending story. So no matter what happens in your life, no matter whatever happens in your life, no matter how bad the situations are, there's always that shimmer of love that's lit within you, and there's always something, some being, some core element that keeps you going and keeps you moving forward. And the next card is love overcomes all obstacles. A change in attitude is all it takes to turn things around. Trust in love's power. It will transform you and the one you love. All will soon clear. So these cards, as I've mentioned before, I'm sure, they're not really they're designed for whether you are in a relationship or aren't in a relationship, or just to remind you as a person about love and how you want to experience love, and how you like the other person to receive the love that you're sending out. So next on the agenda, we'll see what Mary Jack's Pocketful of Angel cards have got to say for the week ahead, and I'll just pull 3 cards from that while I'm just shuffling them. I had them in my hand and close to my heart center, breathing, and you don't have to shuffle them, you don't have to follow what I'm doing, and now I'm just feeling over them and just taking out 3 cards. What does angelic inspiration need to know for the week ahead? Okay, so sent from above, a new partnership or friendship will soon bring you a renewed sense of stability. The person you are due to encounter will make an important difference in your life, whether it's on a personal or business or working level. Don't worry, you will benefit from this change, as the person sent to help you will have been sent by your angels to help you on the path to the contentment and balance in your life that you so need and deserve. Now, this is one of the cards that we get quite a lot on the page, and everybody gets all excited, and I'm a bit excited too, because who can't use new friends and love and relationships and people who will help and be beneficial? But basically that's what I just spoke about prior to pulling that card. The next card is on the wings of a dove. Our angels believe that every one of us should feel loved, secure and cared for. They are working with you at this time to bring you the love that you so deserve. Sometimes we have to wait for that special someone to come into our lives. If you feel that this is the case with you, then please be open to meeting your significant other very soon, most probably in a situation that you would never ever have expected. Now, I won't say much about that until I've completed the next card, the final one. Welcoming change. Your angels are telling you that there is no need to be apprehensive or concerned about the changes you are going through. They are all part of the pathway that has been set to steer you towards a period of greater contentment. View the changes as a valuable learning experience and a welcoming transition to better times ahead. Now, they all complement each other, so that means that if your relationship isn't going well right now, or it could do with a bit of a boost, and if you've been connecting to somebody above in heaven that's passed over, that you were very close to and are still very close to, because just because somebody passes over doesn't mean that the connection or the love that was there is no longer there. It's always there, and they want you to be loved. And I'm going to keep repeating this every angel news, because it's so important for everybody, including myself, to remember that love is the only thing that's real, and the memories that you have from the people, whether they're good or bad memories, you choose to keep them, and they'll be there. Nobody can take them away from you until you decide that you don't want them anymore. And only love is real, and that connection between heaven and earth, it's there. You just call it. Anyway, so sent from above. So somebody up there wants us to be happy, and I believe that fully. They don't want us to be sad and lonely and depressed. They want us to remember the good times, if there were good times, the good times that we had with them, and even also remember that if there were bad times, then they can't change that. They're gone now, and during lifetime they might not be able to have been able to deal with you or with life in any other way than they did. And once they reach the other side, they realize that that was wrong, and there's no way for them to apologize apart from trying to steer you and support you in any way they can. So you just ask for help and you'll get it. So there you go. You'll benefit from this change, as a person sent to you will help you, will have been sent by your angels. So I believe that is so true, and somebody is coming to each and every one of us who's bothering to listen to this, or being guided to listen to this. Someone's going to, one or two or three people will be sent into our lives to put us on the right path, and on the wings of a dove. Everybody should feel loved, and that's so true. And everybody should experience love, but I think past experiences make that hard sometimes to be fully open to it. So it's a releasing process, and you work with Archangel Zadkiel to release pain and transmute the negative energies, and constantly just asking for help with, if you catch yourself on with emotions that you really don't feel you want anymore, or ways of being, personality traits that you really would like to send away, ask for the healing, ask the angels to help you, ask for the therapies, whatever it is that you need. Ask them, maybe you don't even know what you need, and just say, this is something that I really want to work through, and I would really want to get through, and they'll come along and they'll help you. And that this love that you want to receive, and including myself, we will receive it, we will be given it. And even if you are in a relationship, and maybe it's a bad relationship, and maybe there's a period where you have to step out of this relationship to receive a new relationship, or maybe you're somebody who's met someone who is in a relationship, but that person is ready to leave that relationship because it doesn't work for either parties in that relationship. I know that's dodgy ground to say that, but it does happen, and it is real. That sometimes somebody needs to step into your life for you to realize that it's time to move on. And that carries on from the soulmate conversation that I had last time on Angel News 4, that a life partner, twin flame, doesn't necessarily have to be someone you spend your whole life with. It could be that you do a part of the journey with someone and then move on to the next person. And I don't mean that in a Hollywood flippant kind of way, that people are easily replaced. I mean genuinely time to move on kind of thing, and that's basically what life brings. But I'm sure everybody wants to be loved, and even the people that have been left, or people who feel betrayed, don't see it as that. Just see it as a beginning, a new path to walk. It might be difficult, but just think how proud of yourself you're going to be once you walk that path and you meet those people, or that person that will adore you in the way that you want to be adored, and you adore them in the way that they want to be adored. And if you resonate and feel comfortable with that person, rather than being in an endless circle of nothingness, isn't that wonderful to be happy? And it's then, the next card was welcoming change. Your angels telling you that there is no need to be apprehensive. So go through the emotions, go through the anger, the pain, whatever. If you've just broken up with somebody, or if you've been holding yourself back for whatever reason, and a lot of the girlies out there have got daddy issues, and daddy issues could hold us all back from feeling love and wanting to be loved, especially if parents are split up whilst you were young, or whatever, or for whatever reason the father figure wasn't there. There's amazing things that girls and women will do or not do to fill that void. or keep the void going, and it's a self-preservation thing that needs to be released. So say I'm ready, I let go and I move on. So the welcoming change, yeah, to receive all of those things have to change. You have to adapt, and adapting can be as easy or as hard as you want it to be. If you go with the flow and don't fight it, it's going to be wonderful for you. If you fight it, it's going to be difficult, but these changes are necessary in order to progress in life and in order to be able to help other people. It's so true. Oh, I also just thought, before I move on to the next cards by Tony Carmine Salerno, which will be the Universal Wisdom ones, I mentioned last week that my cat had come home. Well, I was on the phone to my friend on day before yesterday, Wednesday, and I said, oh, it's wonderful, she's back now and her collar stayed on, and she comes in and out and everything, and it's great. And that very night, the little tinker, she just ran off. She's been gone. She's gone now. So I've had a word with Archangel Ariel and see if she comes back. But if she does come back, I'm sure somebody out there is feeling her. Or somebody's decided that they want to take claim of my beautiful cat. I'm actually quite sad about that. I just spent half the morning walking around trying to find her in the allotments and looking for her, but she wasn't there. So never mind. Anyway, so here we go. Again, pick your deck of cards up, hold them at your heart center. Inhale, exhale, and just shuffle. And then when you're ready, stop, pull a card. And this is a lovely card that's called Rest. And it's a lady, and she's lying on her front and she's just relaxing. Like I said, that we all need to relax more. And the colours are red and pink, and there's butterflies, and it's just lovely. Anyway, the book says you may have become so absorbed in the everyday issues of life that you have forgotten the importance of taking time out to rest. Perhaps you feel that there simply is not enough time, and that time is running out. You know these feelings are simply an illusion. You have the power to achieve all you want with ease, provided you stop dwelling solely on material issues and fears. It is important to learn to detach yourself from everyday concerns. The more you learn to relax, the more clearer your life will seem to you. Remember that you are an eternal spirit. Rest and allow your love's light to heal your fears and anxieties. Allow love to guide you. It will bring balance to your life. As your mind is cleared of all stress, anxiety, and concerns, you create the opening for your spirit to be felt and heard. You will then be able to communicate with your spirit and reconnect with the truth and purpose of your life. Keep an open mind and heart. An idea will soon come to you which will help you greatly. This idea stems from your spirit. It's a blessing from the universe that will bring you balance and abundance into your life. You will soon start to see your life from a higher perspective, and you will find that you have adequate time for all in your life, including taking regular time out to rest. Life is an ocean of eternity. Time an illusion existing only in the mind. Cast away all concerns, come rest in eternal light. So just remember that this card actually resonates with how I opened up with the angel news, and that was by talking about taking 3 segments of 5 minutes a day just to chill out by yourself and relax. I also find that trying to relax, ask yourself, what makes me relax? And maybe I find that because it's hard sometimes for me to go to sleep, but I find if I rub my feet, that helps me a lot before going to bed, because I get very hot feet and it drives me nuts. Yes, even I get driven nuts. People who know me will know that it's very difficult for me sometimes to focus, because I have a lot of different aches and pains. But I do work with the angels, and the angels don't let me down. They always see me right, and they'll see you right as well. And I've just noticed that the top card of the cards that I shuffled and just read by Tony Carmine Salerno, the top card is love. So I've just figured that since all the other cards by Mary Jack were love, I'm going to pull the book out and read that out for you. Yeah, love. And the card has got a lady on it with butterflies and a beautiful pink flower, and she just looks so relaxed and at ease. This love card relates to the relationship you have with yourself, a lover, a friend, or your family. Love is the ultimate creative power. Embrace it, and you will find that your relationships, including the one you have with yourself, will be enriched. Close your eyes and feel your spiritual connection every living thing on the planet, to every living thing on the planet. Every person, animal, bird and fish, insect, butterfly, each blade of grass, tree and flower, all swaying to the eternal motion of creation, the eternal flow of love. Feel the life force at one with your own. Allow your mind to merge with the wind, the sun, the moon, and the stars. Flow with the streams and rivers and merge with the ocean, clouds and rain. Hold the vision and feeling of all that exists within creation, remembering that the life force that flows through all these things is the same energy that flows through you. As you breathe, so too do nature and the universe. Feel yourself at unison with all creation and whisper, I am. Now, just reading that has been quite relaxing and thought-provoking. And just, yeah, love is something quite phenomenal, isn't it? Even if you've been tarred and tainted and battered by love, it's something to look forward to. And no matter what is happening in your life, there is time to share a little bit of love with the world. And the more you, like I said before, the more you share it with the world, the more you feel it, the more wonderful things come into your life. And I don't know how many of you know, but my son has autism, so sometimes I have, or a lot of the time I have very hard time with him, and yesterday was one of those days. And when I spoke to his father on the phone, and I said I had just the worst morning, the worst afternoon with him, and he said, you know what, you sound really relaxed about it. Normally you're quite frustrated and stuff. And I was like, well, I don't know. And I think the more that I talk on Angel News and the more I reinforce what I already know, it helps living it more. So guys, just, if it resonates with you, then start living it, start being it. Just walking into town this morning, and I had this huge smile on my face, and this woman was walking along and she wasn't smiling. Then she looked at me and she couldn't help but smile back. And because I bet she was wondering, you know what, I want some of that happiness, and boom, there she had it. So just spread that love, spread the smile, spread the caring, and person by person we'll just infect each other with a little bit of happiness and a little bit of joy. And the angels are guiding me now to talk to you about the moving angels. So if you're wanting to move and there's been a problem with that, or something's holding you back from moving, or move keeps falling through, there's a reason behind that. Maybe you're not ready to move, maybe it's not the right time to move, or maybe the place you want to move to isn't right for you at this time. So rather than get frustrated and keep trying to move blocks and shift blocks, ask the angels to work with you and guide you to the place where you should be living, or who you should be living with. Or if you're struggling with the finances, speak to the abundance angels and say, you know, I need help, and they might guide you to the places where money will be made available for you. Or you might find things that you can sell, or somebody might want to buy something from you, or that you have a talent that you can use where people will donate money to you in order for you to make these things happen. And for me, I'm still on my Parlatone trip, obviously. I've been having very intense dreams. I've still stayed off the nicotine, which is good for me. I'm quite happy about that. I've managed to trick my brain now two days at least that I've not removed my patch, but I keep telling myself that I have changed the patch this morning, and somehow I've managed to fumble through into day 3 now without replacing the patch, and hopefully with determination and the help of Alan Carr, listening to Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking, it's wonderful just to know that he woke up one day and wanted to cure the world of this nasty habit, and it is a nasty habit. Any smokers out there that are giving up smoking or have given up smoking around the time I have, that are suffering from maybe bleeding gums, that's part of the process of giving up, letting go of the nicotine. And go see your dentist about that, and your dentist will make sure that they monitor it with you, because smoking and any other kind of nasty addiction like that mask things that you don't really know that you've got wrong with you, and when you stop, all of a sudden all these ailments might turn up, and it's because for years you've been masking those ailments with other poisons. But it's not a bad thing. Just embrace it. Just go with it. Go do whatever it takes, to whatever they suggest. If you can't afford it, ask the angels to guide you to a way that you can afford whatever it is that they're suggesting, and shift along with that. What else do I want to say? I want to say that just while you're sitting there and listening and Facebooking or whatever it is that you're doing whilst you're listening to me ramble on, just say, I love myself, I'm happy, I'm abundant, I'm blessed, and I feel good. And just say that a couple of times, or find your own way of saying something similar, and just see how you go with that. And even when something knocks you down, don't stay down, get up. Stay down for as long as you need to, but not longer than you need to. It's okay to go through the negative emotions and negative things, but don't embrace that to the point that it becomes debilitating. Again, if you've got friends, and I'm sure you do have more friends than you realize, just go to your friends and ask them to help you, just share the burden. Sharing the burden is something that'll helps a lot of people, not just the person yourself, but the person that you're sharing with, because you're trusting them with something. You know, I have a good friend, Laura, who helps on the page sometimes, who's at the moment quite busy with her studies, and I love her to pieces, and she helps me every day, and I help her every day, not by doing anything in particular, just by being there for each other, and we just BlackBerry message each other, and that just makes our day. Just a little message in the morning, in the evening, or the afternoon, or whenever, just to say, hi, how are you doing? Just to say, I'm thinking about you. And if we're not doing okay, well, we have a good friendship that we can tell each other that we're not doing okay. So just remember that the pocket full of angel cards have said that from above we'll be given love, and we have to welcome the change that comes. And I also need to remind everybody to release all judgments. And I know that's a very difficult thing, to release judgments, but the less that we judge other people and ourselves, the more happier we become. And it's true. It's very true. The less you start, when you catch yourself on being judgmental, and especially if you gossip a lot, and women, when they get together, they do gossip, but if you catch yourself on and just make something positive out of whatever negative you've just said, to be honest, and it'll be just fine, I promise you. And you really will feel much better about yourself. And the whole message that I'm getting today is, whatever it takes to make yourself feel good, go ahead and do it if you can afford it, if it doesn't hurt someone else. In the long run, go ahead and embrace not hurting somebody else, and embrace doing good things for yourself. And even if it means just having a little face massage, or having someone wash your hair and blow dry it for you, or buying a little dress for a little girl who you're in charge of, or maybe your goddaughters or granddaughters or nieces out there, and maybe a football for the nephews, sons, grandchildren out there. Do something nice for the little people around you. Yeah, that's another thing they want you to do, is embrace the little people and to give them love and teach them love and make them realize that love is something very special and love is something that they should embrace, and to be kind to one another. So I'm going to leave you with that. I hope that this time I've made a lot of sense to you guys. Remember to speak to the angels or whoever it is that you believe in. It doesn't matter. That they'll listen to you just the same, and they don't judge. People judge, but angels and any other divine force out there, they do not judge at all. They love you no matter what you've done. I'll always say that to you guys. So see you again next week, or hear you again next week. Lots of love and inspiration and personal empowerment. Till then, bye.